Morning.
What's up, man? So you brought me the air compressor,
I did.
which I'm super glad about because this thing is quiet. That little guy is a quiet air compressor, and that's real nice. That's real nice. But you're just here and then you're gone, right?
Yeah.
You're not staying to work?
I gotta go play boss at my other job.
Oh yeah, that's right. You got another job. Yeah. I forgot. Hey, I couldn't help but notice. I'm sorry, dude, but I couldn't help but notice you had pink socks on today.
Wait. It's my flair. Everybody's got to have a little bit of flair.
Oh, really?
I got Lager, so Bryson City Outdoors shop dog on my t-shirt.
Right. That's Ben's dog.
And then I own an outdoor company, so I represent a bunch of sock companies.
Okay.
I like to show off my socks.
Represent sock. I didn't know that you're supposed to wear flair, so I'm gonna have to start wearing flair.
Well, it helps.
Okay.
Sure.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
You are flair, Jamie.
It's all flair. So this soffit is made of yellow pine. I bought these yellow pine boards down at my local sawmill and dry kiln here in Bryson City. It's actually only about a mile from where we're standing right now. Now these boards were the last of their kind because that business shut down, is no more. I bought so much wood from them because I know I could use it, and I knew that if my supply was gone, it wasn't gonna be available to me later. So I bought probably like 25,000 board feet. I think that's probably about right. 25,000 board feet of material from them, all local. And I really liked it because I could go down here and pick it up right here below my house. Again, this soffit material just came from my local dry kiln and sawmill, and it was 1-inch thick boards. So what I had to do is re-saw it into 1/2-inch thick boards because I thought, what a waste. I can double my coverage of material. And for this little soffit, it's a tiny little soffit. This is totally fine. Primed and painted both sides, ready to go. All right, we got some going in now. This is fantastic. This is a quirky little spot here, folks. Sometimes, you know, it's harder to figure out stuff than you want. But that's the part of the soffit I wanted to leave open for the roofer to put step flashing up under the soffit. But I'm counting on this piece of plywood right here to be my nailer for the soffit. And I want to do this soffit right here, right now. And so in order to have a termination point, I went ahead and installed a piece of plywood that's not in the way, that's permanent. And I took a couple of scrap blocks here with the X's on it, and I nailed those in. Those are representing the finished soffit on this flat surface that I cannot put in now, but it will give me a stopping point right here for the permanent soffit on the slope part. I know that's a lot of talk right there, but that's what it is. Yep. I want to talk about materials a little bit more because that's something really cool about this project. This is a bunch of leftover studs and things that we took out of the house. We continue to use this pile of wood to make pieces like this one here. This is a piece of the original wood that we ripped and added to double a stud that needed to be doubled. There are tons of other places in the house where we took that old stud material and reused it, even taking 2x8s. Like this one here that's ripped. We're taking old material and ripping it down into different sizes and reusing it. We really haven't hauled off any material here as waste, except for stuff that was just completely rotten or unusable. Again, here you can see the use of some of this reclaimed material. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense because it's the right thickness, it's the right size. These are full 2x4s, not regular nominally dimensioned 2x4s. And it keeps us from having to pay to throw things away, and it keeps us from having to buy new materials. It just is a win-win-win. So again, you can see everything in here that is ripped edged is something that we reused, and it stays here on the property, and I really like that. Man, there is so much going on here at this house. It's hard to even get it all on video. So I made some flashing at home this morning out of some leftover strips of aluminum. These were just all the random pieces I had. Literally, I had a table full of these random pieces. So I made this little ledge flashing here. I'm using it to go on top of my stucco here. All right, because I don't want water to get in behind the stucco. And there's gonna be a band board here, like a 1x8 band board, a Muratech board. So I flashed this off right here, and I'm gonna go around the entire foundation doing that, and that'll be my first step in the direction of getting siding put on. I really wanted to show a good mock-up here of what this looks like as it goes in. So this is the first piece that goes in. You can see I bent a 90 around there, and I've actually even bent a little return. Where is it? There. I bent that around just a little bit right there. And then this other piece has a 45 cut on it. There we go. And I also bent the top of it around. So when then it goes together right there, the 45 is what you see. Oh, let me get my big head out of the way. 45 is what you see. It looks beautiful. This is lapped around the corner on both sides. I'll put a little dab of clear caulk underneath. You can see I've got this piece of 1/2-inch plywood I nailed to the wall before. That I used as a thickness gauge for my stucco, so that I knew that I got an even 1/2-inch thick layer of stucco everywhere. I also used that to attach my waterproofing membrane to temporarily hold it up. You can see now I'm pulling it off, and here's a good cutaway. This looks really gnarly right now, kind of nasty, and that's totally okay, but I'm gonna pull it all off and get it dressed up here with the flashing. It's gonna look much more beautiful when I'm done with this. Oh yeah. Cockle-doodle-doo. Oh yeah.
You want to put a dab here?
Sure.
Right. How much you got crossing line?
About 3 inches.
Oh, about 2 inches?
3, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good. That should be fine.
Pretty good. Hold it with my finger. Trying to make it draw a little bit. Oh, sweet. We're doing this stagger swagger corner here. Looking good, Ray. Hey, Ray, could you put a few more staples in the end of that one right there?
I don't know if I can fit anymore.
That
I'll
one.
try though.
Just put a few more, because I'm worried about that piece coming off. Okay, no. Dang it.
I mean, I was gonna do what the boss wanted.
Well, whatever. These soffits are going in fast. These guys are really doing it here. We're most of the way around, and we've only been here just one day. We got this cool little joint in the corner. I want to show you this. Check that out. Isn't that cool? We just decided to do that just for fun. And we're going around here. Looking good. That's all done up to this spot here. Oh, there's my tape. Thank you. All right, running up this last gable end right here. Well, since they're wrapping that up, I think I'm gonna take a look at this pile of birch right here. And I am going to start throwing it up on top of the loft right now. I threw a few pieces up here just to see what it would look like. And you can see what we got going on here. We're having a debate about whether we're gonna stain this or whether it's gonna be painted. We don't know yet. I just don't know. Man, it is pretty steamy up here. I'll tell you what, pretty hot. And we've got all the windows covered up here. It's a wasp. Got all the windows covered up to keep the rain out right now because we don't have windows, but it's a little steamy in here, so it's gonna be a hot job. I'm starting along the longest wall that I have, and you can see my black line right there on the beams. That's my chalk line for the first row. This wall is pretty irregular. I made a mark of 8 1/4 on one end and a mark of 8 1/4 from the other end to chalk my line from. That way I get the best chance of averaging out the differences. If I have a little gap against the wall, that's good. If it's tight and I have to notch my first piece of flooring, that's fine too, but I will be sure that my first row is straight. Oh, I'm making some notches here. Let's see how this goes. Man, if you didn't believe me how hot it is up here, trust me, It is hot, but I got my cool blue glasses on that helps me see in here because it's kind of dark, and so helps to brighten up my day a little bit. Really, it's pretty nice. All right, all that sweating just to get my first row nailed down. Now, I've just tacked it with some hand drive nails, and I marked the center of each joist so that if I go tacking this whole floor down, but I don't really nail it, then I can chalk a line from this end in the center all the way to the other end in the center, and I could probably nail this whole thing off later if I needed to. That's a good little tip for you. And this beam is nice and wide. I got tons of room. I mean, 4 inches wide, so easy to hit. And you know, look, I'm not being very precise about my notching, making room here for this to go in. And the reason is, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna have some wall material go on the wall. I'm gonna have baseboard. There's lots of stuff that it's going to swallow up that space. So there's no point in spending a lot of time doing really fine work there. You just need to knock it out and get it out of the way. I'm getting somewhere now. Got about 4 rows done. So these nails I'm using to tack it, it's just some rusty old framing nails I had laying around. That's what I'm using here to get this thing tacked down. It really doesn't matter what it is, but making some progress here. We'll check it out from underneath. Oh no, I got some lumber here. Well, I had to stop for a cold Mountain Dew. I'm telling you what, that is so good on a hot day. Here comes some wood for me, that's good. I need some wood. There's some trim boards here. There we go. Bring it in. Beep, 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 beep. Oh yeah. Actually, just a little white stuff on top's mine. The rest of it, who knows. Anyway, bring it on in, bring it on in. Give me some boards. I'm almost halfway done tacking the boards down. Periodically, I do check to make sure the edge is running pretty straight. Even though these are all straight ripped, they're not perfectly straight. And just like doing decking on a deck, unless you sight right here on the edge of your row, get an idea whether or not it's actually going straight, because you could be getting too tight on the ends pretty easily. So it's going pretty good, pretty hot up here. All right, guys. So, hey, look at that. They're chalking lines. That's a good idea. Let's take a look at that.
Miss those huge 3-inch beams.
I know, isn't that nice? It's so much easier than just having 1.5 inches to nail to.
You could use 2 long pieces if you got 2 6s or something like that.
Yeah.
Against the wall. Hey,
Woo!
I mean, whatever.
Woo!
Oh yeah. Hey, all the soffit done. One day, really actually less than 1 day. That just really made my day right there. Plus got some of the floor put down, got some flashing put in. What a day. Now we're gonna go to the shop and rip a few boards, put some primer on in the shade because it is smoking hot out here and we've all been sweating to death. So let's go get in the shade. Oh yeah. Hang on.